Hey guys, so today I'm gonna share another gym routine. I've been trying to grow my glutes for a couple of months now, and I've gained about 2 inches on my glutes, and I've gained about 11 pounds, which is about 5 kilos in the last, 6 months. So I've been taking it nice and slow, not overdoing it. So my bulk is going pretty well, and you guys found my previous gym video pretty useful, so today I'm gonna show you another routine. So I normally like to choose about 2 to 3 routines to rotate. It also depends on what equipment you have access to, because we don't always have a full range of gym equipments. So yeah, let's get started. Before you do any sort of exercises, make sure you warm up first. Do some leg swings, some squats, some dynamic stretches. You need to make sure you're warm up because it helps with your mobility and also increases your range of motion. And also it decreases your chance of injuries. So do your warm-ups and then your main exercises. I want to hit my glutes. It has to burn from the very first exercise. If you're in a very busy gym, just do what you can first because you don't always have access to the barbells. There are times that I do deadlifts first or squats first or lunges first before I do hip thrust. So it's fine. It's not the end of the world if you don't start with glute bridges first. It's just my preference. I've been doing this for like 8 years now. All right, let's get started. So I like to do a warm-up set for every exercise. Like for this, I'm only using 20 kilos for now. 20 kilos each side, and then I'll increase my weights progressively over the sets. I just keep knocking my elbow into these things and it hurts. Alright, whatever. Let's try the next set, and this is a little bit heavier. Make sure you brace your core and then lift it up. Pause for 1 second. I spent like half an hour trying to figure out how to film in the studio, and the lighting is really tricky in this place. Sorry I'm complaining, but it's hard, okay? And the reason why I'm using this thing is because their benches are too high and I can't use that to hip thrust. It's just not ideal, it's just gonna hurt me. So I use this instead, but I also don't have full range of motion because of my arms. Like, I don't know how to explain this. You can see like I'm really stiff over here. Anyway, let's work off my frustration. Alright, brace your core. Always remember to brace your core. You don't want to hurt your back. Place your feet about shoulder width apart with your knees bent. Make sure you have a good hip pad. And now breathe in and brace your core. And then lift the weights up. Use your glute muscles here, and your hamstring or quads are secondary muscle groups. Remember, your glutes should be the focus here and what's in your mind. Then lower it down slowly and repeat. Make sure you slow down on the eccentric phase, which is when you're lowering down the weight. Control the speed and give yourself about 3 to 5 seconds. This phase makes it more challenging, and you can see great results incorporating this to your training style. I like to go for about 10 reps and 4 sets. Your last rep should be quite challenging for you to complete, but you should still be able to do it in good form. If you can't, then adjust your weights if it's too heavy. Alright, done with the first exercise. Next is step up. Cable step-ups are another one of my favorites because of the resistance it brings to lowering down the weight. Smith machines are really good too, but cables are more accessible. If you don't have a cable machine, dumbbells are fine too. Lean forward slightly so it helps to make it more glute focused. Push through your front foot and lower down your weight slowly without your back foot touching the floor. Then get back up and repeat. If you're just starting out with glute exercises at the gym, start with lighter weights, and as you get used to it, then progress to heavier weights. If you start with heavy weights straight away, you might be using more of your quad muscles instead of your glutes. This is because it takes time to build glute strength and muscle memory to train your body in using the right muscle groups. I like to go for about 10 to 12 reps for this exercise. So for step up, I prefer using a cable machine because the resistance makes it so much more difficult, and also you do not let your leg touch the floor. So your muscles are always under tension, and that's how I like to do my step ups. But if you don't have access to a cable machine, that's totally fine. Just do it on a bench using your dumbbells, and that's good enough. And now we're on to the third exercise. We have B stance RDL. So for those of you who work out from home, you can do this at home too. You just need some dumbbells. B stance RDL or just RDL are really great for targeting glutes. Make sure you do it slow and controlled. Push your hips back while keeping your back neutral and brace your core. Start with lighter weights and increase your weights over time. I like to do RDL with a Smith machine too. And for this exercise, I always go for about 10 reps per set. The next exercise is kickback, and we are using a cable machine so that we can increase the weight. It's similar to using resistance bands like how I do in my workout videos, but this one you could just increase your weight a lot more, and that's the reason why I really like this. But if you're just starting out, resistance bands are good enough. I brought my own ankle strap, and I got this from Amazon for like, I don't know, 15 bucks or something. Is really affordable, so I usually bring my own to the gym because they normally don't have it, and even if they do, they look so gross. So just bring your own ankle straps. It's gonna allow you to do a lot of glute exercises, so it's pretty worth it. Kickbacks is another great exercise to help isolate the glute muscles. They were always part of my routine back then, and I've only recently started including them once again. I don't want to sound like a broken record here, but building glutes is all about progression and increasing your weights or intensity over time. Don't make the common mistake of rushing to use heavy weights so quickly. If you are just starting out and if you started too heavy, you may feel it more in your hamstrings. So make sure you're using your glute muscles if your focus is growing bigger glutes. So normally for all my exercises, I like to start the first set with lighter weights, and then the next set I'll do my full weights, or I will just make it harder and harder. But today I started every exercise with a lighter weight first because I've never been to this private studio, so I need to know what I'm getting myself into. Because every cable machine is a little bit different. Like although it says it's 20 kilos, sometimes it feels a little bit heavier. So you gotta try it out before using the weights that you normally use. I have one more exercise left, and it's just abduction. Normally, I take about an hour, 15 minutes for a full glute workout session because I want to take sufficient rest in between sets. I don't want to tire myself out and then not be able to perform the set in good form. So normally when you lift heavier weights, you take a longer rest, and if you lift lighter weights, shorter rest. For me, I take about a minute because I just want to get out of the gym as fast as possible and get on with my day. But of course, like when you're in a gym, there's always people using the machines or weights, then you don't really have a choice. Sometimes you just gotta wait. Now let's do our final exercise, abduction, using the cable machine. Normally in the gym, I'll just use an abductor machine. Some gyms don't have it, and so if you don't have it, you can always try doing abduction using the cable machine instead. Let's go! I like to include some sort of abduction exercise every single glute workout routine. It could be some single leg movements such as Bulgarian split squats or deficit lunges that I do earlier in the workouts, or I'll end it with abduction. Keep your core strong and back straight with the knees bent, and push your hips back slightly, then bring the weights out to the side. Go really light with these, this is quite challenging. Again, I go for about 12 reps for this exercise. Also, make sure you eat enough to fuel your body to grow those muscles. So that's my glute routine. I hope you guys find this helpful. And that was exhausting. It was so hard to just squeeze everything within 2 hours because I gotta like put everything together to film it, get my angle right, you know, make my booty look bigger. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Let me know if you guys want to see more gym routine down in the comments, and yeah, bye bye.